Hey, Melissa.
Hey, Amy.
So, that sounded good that time, Melissa. You didn't sound tired. We have a very special guest, and I know you all have heard me say this all day long, all day yesterday, but we do, and I've actually been very, very curious about what she's representing. So, Jasmin, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, hi, everybody. I'm Jasmin Dean. I am the founder of Celebrate Dyslexia, which is an outward-facing nonprofit that works with social justice, medical processes, and education in solving systemic issues with dyslexia. But I also am the superintendent and founder of Celebrate Dyslexia Schools, which is a tuition-free charter school in San Antonio that is there to serve the needs of dyslexic students.
So I got so many questions. So what motivated you to make this change?
Right. Well, I am a mother of 3 students with dyslexia that was not able to get resources for any of my children. And so I live with the statistics that we always talk about. And while I'm not able to change the outcomes for my children, I feel like the next best thing I can possibly do is love my community and offer them the resources that I so desperately wish I could have offered my children.
So what do you do with your nonprofit? How do you get that process going when you're trying to help a student?
Yeah, so actually, Celebrate Dyslexia, the nonprofit, is not a feeding the fish organization. It's changing the groundwater.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
And so we have a learning center where we train public school educators that is also partnered with universities in our area. One of them just announced that they're offering reciprocity, 12 credit hours towards a master's degree or doctorate degree for CALT work that they do with Celebrate Dyslexia, which is really significant, right?
So when you say CALT work, you mean training?
CALT training,
Okay,
yep.
okay.
CALT training that they do. So we are really working on medical systems. I train medical residents every year. We're working on changing a medical code so that individuals can go to their doctor to get a diagnosis and it would be treated like OHI in the school system.
Yes.
Instead of the completely inequitable process that we have
Right.
now.
Oh, absolutely.
I had to go to the conference room table 8 times, 8 different times for my 3 children.
Wow.
And it's malpractice. It's rampant malpractice, and it should not be. If we really mean it, if we believe 1 in 5 kids have a neurobiological condition that requires dyslexia therapy in order to remediate, this is a medical condition. It's a neurobiological condition.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if we know illiteracy, what that does for our whole community,
Yep.
for our whole nation, why would we not take it seriously?
That's right. So where do parents get legitimate information if it's not from the school? Believe it or not, it's not from Facebook.
Yeah.
They need to get it at a well child visit.
Is it not from TikTok?
It is not from TikTok either.
TikTok University?
It needs to be at a well child visit. A doctor can be easily involved in screening and diagnosis, therefore alleviating the burden from the school system. Right? So here it is. We have the diagnosis. Not just will it help K-12, it will help opportunity youth, it'll help juvenile justice, it'll help those that are trying to upskill and could never pass the GED because they were never identified and don't have accommodations. They can go to their doctor, get the diagnosis, and move forward.
We were just talking to somebody who was a guest lecturer. She was talking about the school-to-prison pipeline.
Right.
It could reduce some of that.
If we really believe what we're saying, this is the direction we would take. And it would be a non-negotiable, and it would be equitable for all. It wouldn't just be, we have 5,000 or 6,000 CALTs in the country. We should have a QI on every campus. It should become normal. Doctors, my husband is an orthopedic surgeon. I used to manage his practice. Oftentimes with orthopedic surgeons, you have physical therapy and occupational therapy close by, right? Why wouldn't a pediatric office have an academic language therapist?
There you go. I'm all
Why
for it.
wouldn't a neurologist have this? Why wouldn't our medical centers have many opportunities for different specialties to come through a lab school? We are in the dark ages of dyslexia.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we really believe in what we are saying, especially through our professional organization, we would be linking arms with as many diverse stakeholders as possible to solve the problem instead of continuing the systems that just have not been equitable for all.
Well, and those of us who are in private practice, a lot of parents come to us asking us for if we accept insurance. Well, I'm sorry, we can't take insurance because we don't have any billable codes. So that's another area of need that if, the state wants to allow us to bill for insurance, that would open up so many doors for
Right.
parents to get the help that they need.
It wouldn't just be for private practice. It would be for public schools billing through
Right,
SHARs.
right.
It would be through any situation. If we believe 1 in 5 kids have dyslexia, a private practice industry is not going to solve the problem.
Right, but that's what's happening.
Right.
The private practices are lifting up and supporting the schools because the schools can't manage it.
Well, unfortunately, I couldn't find anyone in private practice to take my children. And so I'm here telling you, even if you have the means, it does not mean that you're going to find the appropriate professional that will make room in their private practice for your child. That's why I'm so passionate about solving the systemic problems, because even if you have the means, even if you know people, I have an 18-year-old who's going to be functionally illiterate crossing the graduation stage. It's just not okay.
That's heartbreaking.
And it's not because we didn't have the means or we didn't try. We tried the absolute best we could. It's not because we didn't read to him. It's not
Right.
because he didn't have access to enrichment. It's because he had 78 different teachers who didn't believe he needed to read.
Right.
And just passed him off, and no private practitioner who was a CELT made room in their private practice.
Oh my gosh.
So
And in
that's
Texas, that's what's
in
surprising
Texas.
to me.
So that's why having a public school is so important to me. That's why working with public educators, public universities, public systems is so important, because if I couldn't access it, how could I expect anyone else in my community to access it as well?
Sure. So you have to be a resident of San Antonio, correct, to apply, or no? Okay,
Actually,
tell
no.
me more, tell me
People
more.
move to come to my school.
Oh,
We have people that drive an hour and a half one way every single day
Wow.
to come to our school. You just have to be eligible to enroll your child in a public school in the state of Texas.
Okay.
And so anyone who's eligible to do that can come to CDS.
Nice, nice. So if somebody wants more information,
Yeah.
where could they go?
So they can go to celebratedyslexia.org or celebratedyslexiaschools.org.
Okay.
And always connect.
I
I'm
think
always
I read
happy
a
to
news
connect.
article about you a while back. I want to say I cannot remember which paper or what publication it was, but I think when it first opened, I remember reading about it. So very nice, great work, great work.
Thank you so much.
And I hope that we see a similar model pop up around the United States.
And hopefully, one day, these models can close
Yeah,
because every public school is doing this well.
absolutely, absolutely.
This has
Okay.
been wonderful. Thank you.
Thank
course,
you.
of
Bye,
course.
y'all.